Now it's time to give me the headlines presented by Hyundai, and we're going to Detroit for this one. My Detroit Lions have made it to the NFC Championship game for the first time since 1991. I was a young tyke back then watching them get destroyed in that game.
Yeah.
They won 31-23, and Pete has given me the honor of doing the headline
You
here.
should.
So Pete suggested Roar Restored, which is always, I mean, that's fine. We love to restore the roar.
Roar Restored.
It's a
Where'd you come
throwback
up with that one,
back
Pete?
to the Wayne Fonts days, you know.
What was his next one? Lions or King?
Yeah, Lions are king. I like that one. I almost went with Pete does think that's a good one. We'll put that in there for maybe next week. I'm going to go with.
What are you going to go with?
Lions destroy the bees' knees caps. They are the bees' knees caps at this point. It's a longer headline, but I want to get bees' knees caps
We just
in there.
didn't sell 30,000 newspapers because of that crap.
It's more of a
They
sub-headline
couldn't fit
there.
it on the damn cover of the paper.
Lions destroy the bees' knees caps. And they didn't destroy them.
No.
But at times it looked like they could. Like in the second half, it looked like they were pulling away. At the first half, it looked like this was going to be just like a ho-hum. Lions just destroy them, and the Bucs can't do anything until Mike Evans got that one down to the 3-yard line. But what was your big takeaway about the Lions? Clearly the favorite.
Yeah.
Had the massive home field advantage.
Right. Clearly the better team.
We'll give the Bucs their credit here in a second.
Yeah.
Because no one thought they'd be here.
Right.
But what was your biggest what impressed you the most about what the Lions were able to do in that game?
You know, better team definitely, I think, got thrown a curveball like we were talking about, right? We said we're going to hit on like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are famous for blitzing and pressuring and making the quarterback feel uncomfortable. You heard me say in the pregame, I went, this could be the game they pull the old okey doke, right? Because as I was studying the Lions during the week and thinking about the matchup, I'm sitting there going, man, I mean, is Todd Bowles really going to be crazy Todd Bowles and blitz and pressure the quarterback? Like, there's enough evidence on film to go, they know how to pick up blitzes. Like not only pick them up, like they pick them up and throw for 40-yard completions.
That was the funny thing about Jared Goff. It was like people were like, if you pressure him, he struggles. He throws a lot of interceptions, which is true.
Right.
But against the blitz, he's actually been pretty good because that Lions offensive line is so good. He normally is not pressured, even if you blitz.
No, and they have the answers. They do things the right way. He recognizes blitz and helps out the O-line and go, hey, get to him. So it gives them a chance, right? You know, they're creative even in their like play action passes. They're good at picking up blitzes there, right? So yeah, that's where I'm watching the preparation. I'm going, man, I mean, they got to be seeing what I'm seeing, going, here's a team that's blitzers and they can't get close to them. And here's a big completion. Are they really going to keep doing this, right? So, they came out in the game and did the exact opposite, which was awesome, right? Because I know I had Tony Dungy who was like, I don't think so, Chris. It's Todd Bowles. He's in a blitz. And I was like, I've seen him do the okey doke one time, which was in the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right, where they didn't blitz. Sun shined on a dog's ass yesterday, and I ended up being right. But to the point of where I was getting, again, a team who had to kind of like venture away from what really got them there, right?
Yes.
Aggressive playmaking. We're going to be in your face, make the quarterback uncomfortable. We force you to make a bad play or a negative play every now and then. That got chopped out from underneath them, I think, because of the Lions' attack. I think they looked at it and went, wait, if we blitz, not only can they carve us up in the pass game, but they're good in the run game to where if we blitz and two guys end up in the same gap because we're, trying to press, all of a sudden we miss a gap in the run game, it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs going 60 yards the other way.
Yeah.
So, it took away one of the angles that's made the Bucs really good is because they were so worried about being burnt through the blitz that they had to adjust the way they played. And I thought really, other than I don't know why the Lions didn't try to run the ball a little bit more, I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
Right?
They weren't having a whole lot of success.
They weren't having a ton of success. I know, but still it was a game where, like we said, the Bucs were playing 5-man fronts and almost dropping one or two guys out all the time, and it would be a 3 to 4-man rush. I thought they would catch him there, but either way, Goff was really good. They were tough, right? And like you said, like on the precipice a number of times during the game where you went, oh, they're about to control this, and like Tampa's in trouble. Baker made two big throws to Mike Evans at the end of the half. And then you got the game where you wanted to at 31-17. And they made a little late rally. But you guys know who you are. That's what I like. You're going to stop the run on defense, like you saw the other day, and you're going to have the occasional, what we've talked about with Aaron Glenn, they blitz. They're going to, Nick Mullins might throw for 400 yards, but we're going to have an occasional blitz that's going to him up. He's going to throw an interception.
They're going to make a couple plays.
That's what they're basically playing right now.
Yeah.
They know they're not perfect. He knows they can't hide their secondary issues. So tactically, every now and then, I'm going to do something crazy blitz. And let's think about it. I mean, pressure, the last interception of the game was a great blitz. That blitz and that pressure off the edge is what made Baker throw the ball. Somebody was free. He had to throw it a little before he wanted to. Barnes comes up with the interception. That was a big moment of the game. Early on in the football game, there was some pressure on Baker because of the same type of things, right? We were sitting there watching. I'm going, damn. Like, they got to Baker. That was Baker's fault. He's got to see that. He wasn't expecting that guy to blitz because, like, as a quarterback, there was no signals a few times where to go, like, oh, I better watch out for him, right? But they're willing to kind of take those type of risks or chances, and that's what I like about the Lions. They know who they are on defense, and then offensively, they can really kind of adjust to any style of football they need to.
Their corners on the outside are the weakest part of their team for the Lions.
You heard me say that, right?
You have Melon Fonmu, who's come on and is blitzing, and Brian Branch, they've done that, and they were not picked up a couple times by Baker in that offensive line. Aiden Hutchinson can be a guy that makes plays.
Right. Anzalone flies around. Is a good athlete in the middle. Barnes is a thumper. Right. You got a lot of good D linemen. Maybe nobody great, like we feel like can ruin the game for anybody. But as a unit, it's tough to move them in the run game. And then you add on the blitz. And, again, I think you guys play a style of defense where you're like, it's shit or get off the pot.
And if they score quickly, that's fine. Our offense gets the ball back.
That's why I think they do it. That's where I was going. Way to lead me there.
So let me button up that blitz thing we were talking about. Because it could, I don't know how much the 49ers blitz or how the
49ers don't blitz a lot. They're a lot like DeMeco Ryans. I think this year maybe they blitz a little more than years past, but it's not a great amount.
Jared Goff was not sacked on any of his 24 dropbacks against the blitz. His third game this season with at least 20 dropbacks and 0 sacks versus the blitz. The rest of the NFL has 5 games.
Wow.
Jared Goff and the Lions have 3 games. The rest of the NFL have 5 like that. So
I would question that is I would wonder like what they classify as blitz sometimes, right, too? Because remember, there was a lot of plays where I went, he blitzed, but this guy dropped. It was still a 4-man rush. Remember, as I was kind of saying that in the green room? Like, damn, they didn't blitz again. So I don't know if they count that as a blitz or not.
Never overwhelmed them with numbers.
They never overwhelmed them with numbers, I guess is the better way for us to say it there. They did not do that. Not like we saw the Bucs do to the Eagles the week before, right, which was a big issue for Jalen Hurts and company where they couldn't figure it out and they were overwhelmed constantly. That was not one of the things the Buccaneers dialed up. And, hey, they dropped some opportunities, right? I mean, hey, Mike Evans, well, I don't know why his hands got up so late on that first interception, right? That was a big moment of the game. 3rd and 17, they weren't going to get the first down. Baker threw a laser over the middle, but Mike got his hands up late and knocked it up in the air, right? And then, they had another spot where they could have certainly not let you guys score a touchdown or get points, and Jamel Dean and dropping the interception in the end zone. Those were 2 moments where, hey, if you're the lesser team, those are the things that can't happen. Or you need to make the interception, and okay, maybe the upset can happen today. Of course, they just missed out on some of those plays to kind of turn the game in their favor.
H-Town Mark 1961 says that last interception by Mayfield should not tarnish the fact that he completely growed up and lifted this team. They had no business being that close this far anyway. And I think that's the thing, too, with this Bucs team. Like you end this season, you're like, man, we did not think we were going to get this much out of this year with $80 million in dead cap space from Tom Brady saying, see you later, I'm going to start my broadcasting career next year. And so give them full credit. But I want to finish this with my favorite things from what I saw like on the Lions offensive side, because their offense needed to step up in this one. It was like, this is going to be, I thought it was going to come down to the last possession perhaps, but you saw Brock Wright. That was a great play.
Definitely.
Did it against the Jets last year. We had some Jets fans watching the game. We're like, we've seen that play before, where it was the 3rd and short.
I think he did it to the Giants too,
Got him down there. And then Craig Reynolds, which was a little bit of a change of pace down there, getting the 4th down
They're
carry.
not going to give the ball to him in this moment. They must going to be play action pass or throw it, and they give it to him.
So you can't really pin down exactly what the Lions are going to do.
They're very good at heard that.
Jahmyr Gibbs was awesome. I think
Yes.
we have a tweet on Jahmyr Gibbs too, or is it just the dots of his 31-yard touchdown run? That was the Jahmyr Gibbs drive too, where they're like, all right, we got a playmaker here that we're just going to feed this drive. I think he had 57 yards on it.
That's what I'm trying to say. They need
touchdown
that's
run.
what I was trying to get. Like you got to learn. You got to live with. I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have any more points you want to make there?
No.
That was it. That's where I mean. You just a little more patient. You got to learn, Leo, to live with a few like 1 yard runs and maybe a loss of a yard with Jahmyr Gibbs because he's got a little of that Barry Sanders element where he doesn't dance too much, but he is a home run hitter, and you got to be able to just keep giving him touches too to go. One of these he's going to get through the first line of, through the line of scrimmage and watch out, right? And I think that's where you can't give up on him too quickly. You can't be like the first few runs of the game, go, oh, man, they're playing good run defense. They're good at run defense. We're going to get away from it.
Yeah.
That to me, it's just he's too talented to not keep giving him touches. And, of course, I think you guys are your best when you do that and do play action pass. But, I mean, come on. These are part of the reasons, and this is the perfect example of why, like, I don't think Todd Bowles wanted to blitz and be overly aggressive. This is what we were talking about, right? Here we are. They basically had 9 guys right around the line of scrimmage. He broke through the line, and all of a sudden it's like Antoine Winfield's like, oh, shit. It's me and Gibbs one-on-one, 12 yards down the field, and he can go either way. Good luck. Yeah, you're not stopping that. Tremendous offense, everything there. Yeah. Jared Goff, kudos to him. I told you, right? I don't think Jared Goff likes me very much, but I love it. He's chippy as hell still. He wants to prove everybody wrong. I know he's heard me say negative things about him. I've known he didn't like me for a while, but that's the way he should be.
Proved it to you.
It did prove it. It did, right? And I told you the story a little bit, but yeah, I was there and I kind of went over and was close to him because I always get close to the quarterbacks. I want to watch them throw and warm up and see how they're spinning it and how they're feeling that day. And he kind of gives me the cold shoulder anytime I see him, and I know why, and I understand. Don't worry. I mean, I did that to some people too when I was playing football. It's part of the business, right? But he kind of said hi real quick, and like I think the quarterback coach kind of looked at me and like, damn, he wasn't very nice to you. And I was like, yeah, I don't think he likes me. And I was like, he shouldn't. He goes, I said a few things about him in the Rams, and he probably heard that, doesn't like it. And I was like, I love it that he's like shoving it up my ass and doing that and all that. I respect that. That's what a football player should be. You don't go like in the locker room and complain and be like, oh, people are talking bad at me. But you go out in the football field, you prove people wrong that way. You be tough, you handle, be humble, work the right way. And he's done that. And I have mad respect for that.
Well, and that's what I like, too, is that the Lions clearly trust him because my last favorite part for the Lions was when they were up after this Gibbs touchdown 24-17, and they had the ball again.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you got, I think there was maybe, 10 minutes left, 9 minutes left, I don't know, something around there.
Yeah, it was.
10 plays.
Yeah.
8 of them were pass plays.
Yeah.
So Ben Johnson, they trust Jared Goff. They're like, we think he's going to make the right decision, the right read, and the last pass play was to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amex Joshua says, damn okay, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He has sneakily been one of the best wide receivers all year, deserves his flowers. He isn't the biggest or the fastest, but he is always open.
Damn player. He is. He can do it all. He's awesome. And then he's strong as hell. I mean, the tackles he can break, the route running special. And to something we've hit on with the Lions and like kind of what you're saying here, right? Like they trust Jared Goff. They should. That was a beautiful throw right there.
Great throw.
That was like really one of the like tremendous. Like one of those where he threw it so perfect when he first threw it. I went, he let him too much. And it just like, no, he didn't even have to break stride. He ran full speed straight through the ball, touchdown, great play. But something like you're leading me down where we've talked about this with the Lions, and this is what's respectable about them. Like, they don't let you off the hook, right? They don't let you overplay run defense. Oh, we're up by a touchdown. Now you're not going to let us run the clock out. They say, you. We trust our quarterback. He'll throw a 12-yard curl for a first down. He'll throw the 10-yard in-cut first down. If you're going to be that egregious playing run defense, they don't let you off the hook. That's what I like about the Lions. They rarely schematically let you off the hook, right? That's right. If it's like we've talked about a few times, their defense. If it's 3rd and 4, they play to stop the 5-yard pass. They go, you're not getting the 5-yard, but you might get a 50-yard bomb. You might score a touchdown, but you're not getting the 5-yard pass, right? They will overplay situations. That's kind of what we went to. I think it was the Bucs game earlier this year when I started to say that. You guys overplay situational football. You kind of go, what's the obvious thing the team would do here? We're not going to let them do that. They're going to have to do something else. And I think that's good coaching. I do. You got to take away something, right? And I hate defenses that go, oh, we're going to take away a little of everything. And then I go, well, you're not going to take away anything if you do that, right?
Yeah.
You got to start with one thing and then build from there.
Yeah, and then we saw at the final whistle of the game, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, Ben Johnson, running around the field in like a full sprint.
We had Chauncey Gardner-Johnson run down to us.
Yeah.
And I think Rodney was like, I think he's talking shit to us.
It did look like he was.
He was. He was more like, because he was saying, yeah, and he was saying he was talking all that shit. He was talking about Baker Mayfield. Right?
Okay, yes.
He was talking all that bullshit, telling me he's watching the film, right? That's what he did to us.
Yeah.
But Rodney, of course, him being like half pit bull, okay? He was like, is he coming over here to fight us? So Rodney's like, what'd you say? It was hilarious. Two like crazy ass secondary players. But that was amazing. And then the game ends, and we both look at each other and we go, was that Ben Johnson? Because he literally, I don't even know how to explain it, like ran in a big circle
like
with his arms out like an airplane. He was like, ah! And we were like, he came like 10 yards from us, and we were like, I think that was Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
And then he ran right in the locker room.
Into the tunnel, yes.
Yeah.
So they were pumped, clearly. Last thing, and Pete, I know Pete would want us to talk about this too, because it was a little weird at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Juicy1 says, damn okay, how did the Lions nearly mess up the timing of their kneel downs at the end of the game? Why didn't Bowles take the final timeout? Lions could have missed the field goal. Bucs would have had some time for another drive. And so the Lions did. They took their final knee at, I think, 37 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
And theoretically, it was going to be fourth down then. Todd Bowles could have used his last timeout and made the Lions do something, their kick. And if you miss it, who knows what's going to happen?
It actually gives me an idea for teams to do this as an okey doke later on. Somebody should do this. Right?
Like, just say, well, we're not going to use our timeouts. And
let them do first and second down. Hope they'll be lazy on third down and just go, well, they gave up. They're not going to call that last timeout. They kneel the ball a little early, and you go, timeout.
Yeah.
And then you get a chance. It actually gave me that idea. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of lax on the Lions with an understanding like, wait, they didn't call a timeout. The game's going to be over.
They're letting it finish.
It finish. They didn't call timeout there, which I was surprised. I mean, usually most coaches just go out calling all their timeouts, so you don't have questions like this, right? That all of a sudden goes, everyone, what are you doing? But they got to it, right? The Detroit Lions got the ball with 1:33. They had one timeout left, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, so
if it was really played the right way, right, all the way down, prototypical, even if the Bucs called the timeout, like it should have been one of those things where, okay, if they did everything did it the right way, everybody did it the right way, the Lions are going to punt the ball with what? 15 seconds left?
No, not even that. I don't think
12?
they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't have even punted, because I bet you they would have done the thing where Goff would have taken
and
his
just
time,
thrown the ball deep,
taking his time, taking a knee, and then you whittle a couple seconds there. And
maybe you're right, and maybe if they do have to punt the ball, they go, okay, we punt the ball. You have 4 seconds left from your own 20-yard line. What are you gonna do? You got to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it was a little weird, though. There's no doubt about that.
So here's what Todd Bowles had to say about it after the game.
They already had a field goal and lined up, and there would have been about 12 seconds left on the clock to end the ball game. We weren't going to come back from that. No sense of prolonging the obvious.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's talking about if the Lions had actually played it right. There should have been only 12 seconds, but, everyone is like, well, they did take the knee with 37 seconds left, but...
Oh, they took the second knee too quickly. I mean, they did it all
both
wrong.
Of them, yeah.
They did. They got the ball with 1:33. The next snap was at 1:06. 27 seconds went off. They could have let another 13 seconds on that one go off as well. Mm-hmm. But, they kind of took it that way. I'm telling you, somebody's got to pay attention to that. If I'm a coach next year, I got one timeout late in the game, I'm going to pull the okey doke.
You take the headsets off.
Right.
You hand it to your person.
Right. I'm going to tell Shanahan to do that to the Lions this week.
And then he's going to put the headphones back on and go, get him out. I don't think they were going to come back and win.
I don't think so
I don't think they were going to get the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and win in overtime. But you never know. That was Give Me the Headlines, presented by Hyundai.
Yo, what up, homies? Thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe to Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Right now, we got Sunday Pod, right? So you can have it Monday morning. We recap all the action. Wednesday, it's the What the Happened podcast. We're going to get deep in the weeds on the key matchups of the week. And then Thursday, I'm picking games with that jerk Florio. So you know where to find us, homies. Keep watching. Peace out. We'll see you.